Well, most of you knew this day was probably coming, that due to the coronavirus and everything that's going on with that, Bible Believers Fellowship is going to close our doors to our meetings and do a live stream. We'll do live stream probably right here in our living room, and I'll say more about that in a minute, or maybe make another video to actually talk about that. But I want you to understand why. It's on the one hand, I want you to know we kept having services. We weren't trying to be heroes or rebels. We were just using common sense and saying, we're not in New York, and we're not in one of the hot spots. Nobody in our church family or personal family had come down with coronavirus, but we talked to everybody, and because of the situation, it came down to less than a dozen were showing up. And even the national guidelines is 10 or less. And Sunday, we ended up with 14 and on a Sunday, so we were only a little bit above the national guidelines. But it's starting to hit closer to home. I'll put it that way. I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but just people within 2 or 3 layers of our loved ones and associates, including BBF people and including blood relatives. We've just got some people who have come into contact with people with the virus. Even though no one, as far as we know, among our friends and family and loved ones, none of them have the coronavirus. But I've been watching because, folks, I'm in that group. I'm over 50, and I have underlying conditions. And if I got this thing, it might take me out. I'm just being honest. I'm not afraid to go, but I just don't think we should, flirt with disaster and tempt death or anything like that. And we've got some people who are just really concerned now, and we also don't want to upset our neighbors, people in the neighborhood where the church building is, upset people in the community. That's not what we want to do unless we have to. I just want to say, some folks are a little bit, I think, overboard on this thing. I do believe that the government is taking some liberties. Watch our current events update. I'm concerned about some things that the government is doing. And this stimulus bill was a big sham. It's a redistribution of wealth and things like that. I have a problem with those things. But there is a coronavirus pandemic. It is real. If anyone's saying it's not, they're stupid. People are dying. It's just still not reached the levels of type A and other flu deaths. The percentage, I believe, is exaggerated. I think for the most part, you're only really in danger if you're in one of those groups. But it just so happens most of the people in our church family and in our personal family fall into those categories. And so with that concern in my own health, it's allergy season, and I'm having troubles, and I'm not going to go into details. But even without coronavirus or flu, I have to be careful not to end up with congestion that leads to bronchitis and all that. So for at least the next week or two, we'll keep updating everyone. We are not going to have regular service at the building locally, but we do plan on doing live stream. We'll sing some songs and have a Bible study just like normal. We'll keep the prayer requests private and our prayer time private, just like we normally do. We probably won't separate it out. We'll just have one live stream with the music and the teaching, and then we'll pray either before or after that. and we have everyone send in their prayer requests. We'll probably have more prayer requests this way, and be able to do that. So this is the initial announcement. We'll have more information to come, but spread the word and tell others. We're trying to explain to some of our BBF folks, they're not online even. Some of them are just now getting internet. And we're explaining to them how to go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BBBF Ohio, or you go to our website, bbfohio.com, and we have a link right there on the front page explaining that you then click the red subscribe button on our channel, and then there's a little bell looking thing, and you got to click on that and click all so that you'll get all notifications. That way you'll get a notification when we go live. We try to go live several minutes before we actually start. That gives everybody a time to get their notifications and sign on with us. And this will just be an experience. Hopefully it's going to be a short-term thing through April 30th at the latest. I think increasingly, though, the death rate or the number of deaths continues to double on every 2 or 3 days. Within a week or two, we're going to see, hopefully, this thing peak. But sadly, it's going to mean a lot of people are going to die from this and from the flu. And we'll just weather through, trust the Lord, and we'll continue to do what we're supposed to do. I'm going to, as the weather warms up, I'm still going to try to get out on the street with a sign and social distancing. I won't go up to people personally. Handing out tracts right now could be touchy. You know, you're not supposed to, you hand it to somebody, and if you were to have the virus, you could pass it on to the person you're giving the gospel tract to. So use common sense and do what you ought to do. Send us any email you have, any questions or comments, bbfohio@protonmail.com. Let's pray for one another. Let's pray for God's mercy, that this thing will not explode the way they are saying they expect it to. Pray for your president. Pray that he'll have wisdom, that he'll do the right thing. And pray for your own state, your own governor, your own leaders to also use wisdom and to have the wisdom to do the right thing. And stay in the Word and keep on keeping on and look up, for our redemption draweth nigh.